I think we're good.
We're good.
Okay. Thanks for showing up today. I'm Brandon Todd with Garza EMC. We're the engineer on this project, and this is the pre-bid meeting for the site development permit plans for Travis County MUD 34 Phase 1. I'm see a lot of familiar names, so this is going to be a repeat, or a lot of you are going to hear the same thing you've heard before, but for some of you it will be new. The intent of this project consists of construction of utilities, pavement, grading, drainage, detention, and water quality facilities, floodplain channel, and other associated site work to support the construction of Building 6. Which I'm sure you guys have all looked at the plans by now and understand that's Building 6. So we'll hit some of the main talking points that are kind of unique to this project. I guess first would be that the water quality ponds will have lift stations. There will be 2 of them. There's one down here by water quality pond 1. And then there's one up here by the that pumps out water quality pond 2 and 3 combined. So yeah, that's just something not probably usually seen a whole lot of, but just due to constraints on the site, the water quality portions have to be pumped. I guess while we're talking about the ponds, these ponds do have retaining walls. They are relatively large, tall walls. Water quality pond 3 and 2 have retaining walls that run along the property line that connects along this property here. So we will need to make sure that we stay on our property as we're building them and make sure that the walls don't cross over the property line. It is also true for there is a wall that runs along this portion of Electro Drive that is right up against the property line. So construction will need to be, stay on our side of the line. As far as permitting, everything is permitted. Travis County is the permitting authority over this. This has been removed from the city of Austin. So no city of Austin inspections will need to take place or any of that. Utility-wise, Manville Water Supply is our water company. Southwest Water / Hornsby Bend / I think they've gone by about 3 other names currently. They are a wastewater supplier. There is a 12-inch water line proposed along the frontage of 130. It will run along the property line and tie into the stub that is down here near the QT gas station. The wastewater line will tie in down here on the main within Gilbert that heads right into the lift station. There will need to be pre-cons with those 2 entities as well. But they have signed off on everything and they are aware. And obviously you'll have to have a pre-con with Travis County as well. The fire department is Emergency Service District number 12. You'll have to have a pre-con with them as well. They will want to come out and inspect your fire lines, and there is a fire pump room and a fire tank that they will also want to inspect. Again, everything's been permitted, so everything's ready to go, and I'm sure you've seen the examples included with the bid. There is a large transmission main easement that runs across the property. You will be doing a lot of grading in that area. You'll be doing grading in that area. We'll be putting this road across it, so that's the LCRA easement. So you will have to coordinate with them on your grading activities within that area. And then obviously TxDOT. TxDOT is the frontage owns the frontage on 130 and along 969. We are specifying the driveways and turn lanes. So those permits are currently in process. They're close to being approved. So we do already have temporary driveway permits though. So for your construction access. Otherwise, yeah, it's utility work, paving, like I said. One thing to note is this floodplain channel down here does share a wall with with the detention pond. So those two things will be closely related to each other. But yeah, I guess any questions or anything the Lovett team would like to add?
How are any kind of wall cutbacks supposed to be handled uh, if they are right along the edge of the property line?
Cody, do you want to take that?
I can take it. I mean, we had a call a few days ago about that you would pull up each of those wall sections that were close to property line and discuss that with the GCs and the subs. But if you're not ready,
So
I can run through
let
that.
me get down to the plans for the walls.
While we're doing that, once it's pulled up, it's going to be the means and the methods. We got to stay within our property line. So any type of shoring that needs to take place needs to take place.
All right. So
As
here,
of right now, we do not have it. We do not have a temporary easement.
all right. So here is detention pond 2. There, from the Falkowski plans that are included, you can see what section the wall is, and I mean these are right. We have them set up currently so that they are shown on our property line. They can be constructed on our property lines. Yeah, but like Cody said, means and methods of how to do that to make sure we stay on our property. I mean, that's not something I can dictate, but
Hey, Brandon, would you maybe go to that RW8 section
yes,
just to look at it, to maybe understand exactly where the property line falls within that section view?
Yes, RW8 section 1. Okay, yes, here we go.
There you go.
I mean, here's the property line, so I mean, it's right up against it.
Yes, sir.
So your cutbacks at the property line?
Yes.
So if any kind of cutbacks were to happen that cross the existing property line, would be on the contractor's responsibility to find a way to build those walls without going into the existing property, as in shoring, correct?
Yes.
What's the height of that wall?
This one, let's see, I know it, let's see, for walls. I mean, it varies along there. I think at the highest point, it's about 17 feet.
You've just designed it as a cast in place wall, but clearly that's impossible without getting into that space, right?
I mean, these are gravity walls, so they're not cast in place.
But still, like, we need area to work.
If you do not-
Seven,
If you're gonna tell us it's not 100% feasible to figure a way to do it within the property, send an RFI, and then we'll give a response.
Just looking at how it's drawn, you need backfill space, and that for that gravity wall looks pretty tough. I mean, I'm asking the engineer directly. Do you agree you can do it?
I mean, I'm not the one to design these walls. These plans were designed by, but I mean, so I can't speak to the wall construction because that's not my area.
Cody, do you know if we could gain a easement? It's a big cost impact if we can. It's saving you money. Just construction only easement, not in place permanent easement.
Let me discuss internally. If you can go ahead and send an RFI.
Yeah.
What will most likely happen is I'm going to give base bid, figure we don't have an easement, and then give an alternate if we can gain, a temporary construction easement.
Chris, I agree with what you're saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that like it's somewhere downtown, and that needs to be a shotcrete, zero lot line, completely different construction type than what they've drawn here. Which is unreasonable for something in the suburban area. We can just figure out how to, work back there and then put it back later.
Okay. Any other questions?
What's the anticipated start date?
Uh,
Right now, it's estimated, give or take, into July, a few weeks. That's what we are tracking.
Do you know the substantial and final completion days?
I believe the permit document said 300 and something days. Or the contract, yeah, the contract document said. I'd have to go back and look at it.
Can we dig test holes?
It's can they access the property, Cody? And dig test
I don't know
holes?
if I have an answer right now. I know Bennett might be on the call and he can, but if not, just send an RFI and we can get a response to that. But Bennett, do you know if there's an issue if contractors coordinate with the owner, to get in there for a day if they'd like to go dig some test pits?
Test pits on our land or on the adjacent property's land?
Our land.
No? Shouldn't be an issue.
What about
So-
SWIP?
Yeah, just shoot an RFI on it. We can coordinate that with who needs to get on site.
Who's responsible for SWIP?
The contractor.
And is there any stockpiles on site?
As far as, what do you mean?
Just existing stockpiles or anything?
No, I
Okay.
don't believe so.
And what about staking? Is that owner contractor?
Staking.
You're looking for
out.
a turnkey proposal.
And is this a lump sum or unit price contract?
Mhm.
Is now joining.
Contracts included in the documents.
Are there any dry utilities?
Oh yes, that's, gas and electric need to be coordinated once, your rough grading's in place.
How's the earthwork supposed to be handled on this job?
As to, what do you mean?
Like, this job is to be an export. Are we responsible for stockpiling the material on site or hauling it off, and vice versa for an import? If it ends up being an import, do we have to import from off-site?
Right now, the site should be in a state of balance or close to it. I think if there's any export that would be needed, I think we would probably be okay with storing it on site. Bennett or Cody, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Because it could be beneficial to the next phase.
Yes, that's fine.
Are we able to stockpile as is, or do we need to crush the material?
Is now exiting.
I think it would depend on how much, like, I think it would be dependent on how much material you end up having to stockpile. As to as to how we would have to stockpile it.
You have like a storage area or a place in mind that's not in your way? The stockpile?
I mean,
Just
as
figure,
of,
if we have to stockpile some material, just figure you coordinate it with a location on the site with the owner. And we'll find a spot home for it.
Do we need to get a topo for existing conditions before the bid?
you shouldn't have to, because we have an existing condition survey already.
If the job is short, now you're saying it's balanced, but say it's short, we're responsible for purchasing material and hauling it in, right?
Yes.
Who's in charge of payment for testing the material?
Owner. It'd be your responsibility to coordinate all testing. Though.
Who's the lab?
It's going to be UES.
Under your earthwork pay items, you have a excavation, that includes all your embankment, like that one, whatever pay item it is, includes your embankment and your excavation. And under your embankment, you call it engineered fill. Are you wanting like select fill everywhere? Or is that just the term you use? We supposed to follow the geotech, whatever the geotech says, or you really
Yeah,
want?
you'd follow whatever the geotech recommendation is.
It's engineered fill typically like select fill or something. And if you're doing right of way excavation, I should be able to use everything I excavate out of the road. I can embank it normally. Just clarifying.
Where can we access construction water?
So there is a water line along Gilbert currently. which would probably be your best point of connection until such time as the water line along, until you guys get the water line along 130 installed.
Now, that's through Manville, correct?
Correct.
When's the last day for any questions?
It'll be Monday afternoon. And then we will issue the answers to the questions as part of an addendum either Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can look at moving that out then.
Will it be, if it is due on Monday, will it be at the end of the day Monday or a
Yeah,
specific time?
it's at 5 o'clock on Monday, but I mean, we can look at, since we moved the bid date out, we can probably move the question and answer session out to allow for a little more time on getting, we just want to make sure that we have enough time to be able to get you the answers back before the bid opening. So you guys can plan accordingly.
I missed the answer earlier regarding the contract time.
I believe in the contract it's 300 and something day. I'd have to go back and look at the contract, but I think it says it in the contract.
Is there any line stabilization or geogrid?
The lime stabilization would just be underneath the whatever's expected in the geotech report. I think the pavement calls for either lime stabilization or cement stabilized. Both of them are in the bid form. One's an alternate.
This job taxable? It's non-tax, it's mud.
Check, because I know we've answered that question before. All the public and / mud items are tax exempt, and all the private items are taxable.
Was there a clear drawing showing which are which?
Yeah, everything that's what's in the, if it's listed as an alternate, most of the, because I think we've listed like the pavement for like the truck docks and everything as, those are alternates. Most of the stuff in the alternates will be the taxable items.
So everything in the base bid is non-tax?
Yes.
I would like someone to submit an RFI so that's documented what is taxable and what's not. If someone could do that, I'd appreciate it.
Do we need to pull our own? I know since you're saying some of these are private facilities, none of the utilities are private, right? We don't have to pull our own plumbing permit. You'll have city inspections.
There are no city inspections. The only
Your supplier, your water supplier, your wastewater.
the water supplier will want to see the water supplier will want to see that or inspect the line along 130 and probably the easement or the meter installation. The on-site I mean, they may want to see the on-site stuff too, but it probably won't be heavily inspected, but the stuff that's inspected on-site will be through ESD 12. Like your fire lines and all that will need to be inspected by ESD 12.
Okay, so we don't have to hire our own plumber or RME fire lines. You guys handling all the inspections with your team?
The fire lines and everything, the fire lines and stuff were designed by Waxler. I don't believe that there's any other inspections other than ESD 12 being able to inspect them.
Can I go back to your retaining wall?
Yes.
And if you're saying contractor is responsible for means and methods, and we look at that detail and we see that there's no way to lay it back for safety and gravel backfill because it'll encroach into the property line. Can you add a line item for shoring, or you want to lump sum into the, I mean, I feel like that's going to throw everyone off. Some people are going to price it without shoring, even though it's required. It's just going to be in a lump sum item. Yeah, if you have a 17-foot wall, you have to be back like 13 foot behind the face on most gravity wall details. And your detail you show there has one, it just shows 7 foot. But that wall height varies. So your layback is going to vary based on your height. Like your chart shows at the bottom right corner.
I mean, we can certainly, yeah. I mean, we can get a line item in there for sure.
I agree. I think we need to have a line item. I want to make sure we got a lot of people spending a lot of time on this, that it's bid is apples to apples. So if we could add that, but then also when we add the alternate, if we can get the temporary easement, I'm assuming this is going to be it'll be a credit. So it would remove the potential shoring and any additional scope if we didn't have it. I think that'll make it pretty clear cut on how to provide pricing.
Yeah, we'll get that out of the bid form. It'll be part of our next addendum. Okay. Any other questions?
Since this is a mandatory pre-bid, do we need to take roll call, or are you going to take note of who's on the call and then who showed up in person?
Yes, we've been writing that down as people have joined. We've asked for them to put their information in the chat, and we do have a sign-in sheet for the in-person. So we will pull all that together, and that will be sent out as part of the next addendum as well.
Okay, great.
Will bids for entities who are not here be opened?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
Will bids for groups that weren't at the pre-bid be opened?
I'm in a spot having trouble hearing right now, so someone else can answer that question.
If someone didn't show up to the pre-bid, can they bid the job?
Will the bid be open?
Or will their bid be opened? Someone did not attend the pre-bid?
Should not be the case because as of right now, we will stop using Civcast other than for Q&A. Everything will be sent directly to the emailed addresses provided, so they would not have the most accurate information.
But if they submit a bid, even though they don't have any information, you won't open their bid, correct?
Yes. I mean, I will need to get the developers team to confirm that. But it sounds like Cody's having problems, or Cody's having connection problems, so. If you guys want to include that as a question on Civcast, we will provide an answer.
You have a line item for dewatering of subsurface excavation, which is standard, but are you experiencing groundwater out there? Or is this just for rainwater and?
Just for rainwater, just to keep the ponds dry so you guys can construct them.
And earlier at the beginning of the meeting, you brought up lift stations for the ponds.
Yes.
I might be blind, but I don't see a line item for that. Is there a line item for lift station or is that subsidiary to something? But you might have a line item. Planting.
So I think there should be a line item in there. Zach, is there a line item in there for lift stations?
There should be. I'm going to verify now.
See if you see it.
Something else.
It's not the pond. Here.
Yeah, section E, item number 25 and 27.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So if we submit an RFI, you said, submit it through Civcast about taxable items. Yeah,
Yes.
then you guys will provide a bid form with taxable, or how are you gonna explain that? There's a lot of items.
We'll have to look into, I don't know how we'll explain that yet, but we'll get you an answer. Okay. Anybody else?
I just want to thank everyone for joining this call and sticking with us through this bid process. I know it's been a little bit painful, but we'll be the light at the end of the tunnel. We'll get this project started here. Looking to here in a few months. So thanks everyone again for your participation, and we look forward to your bids.
And then anybody who's online who hasn't already provided us their information, please do so before you log off.